cheering cheerleaders. First up is Casey Montgomery. Casey will be led by parents Jeffrey and Patricia Montgomery. Clubs and organizations include member National Honor Society 8th through 12th grades, FCLA 11th to 12th grades, FBLA 11th grade, Varsity Cheer Squad 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, and Lady Littlejohn Softball 9th through 12th grade. Achievements include All-American Cheerleader 11th to 12th, Cheer Captain 11th to 12th, and All-Star Cheerleader 12th. Points after graduation include attending University of Arkansas, University of Central Arkansas, and obtain a 4-year degree in kinesiology, and then apply for physical therapy school and become a physical therapist working with children. Her quote that she learned from her brother, "You're going to live until you die, so go get to living." She'd like to thank God for the life He has given her, the rest of the life He has planned for her. Her parents for supporting her in every possible way, her friends for being there when she needed them most, and her coaches for helping me be the best that she could be. Casey Montgomery. Next is Rachel Knight. Rachel will be escorted by her parents, Eddie and Lisa Knight. Rachel is a member of Believers Fellowship Assembly of God Youth Group and is a current member of the Senior Honor Society. She was named All-State Cheerleader Junior-Senior year, All-American Cheerleader 9th through 12th grades, Cheer Captain Junior-Senior year, and All-Star All-Conference Softball her 10th and 11th grade years. Rachel plans to attend Arkansas Tech University and earns a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. She wants to say special thanks to her brother and sister for always being there for her and supporting her in all she does, and to her Heavenly Father for not forgetting to wake her up this morning. Rachel Knight. Next is Caitlin Derrick. Caitlin will be escorted by her parents, Anthony and Sherry Derrick. Caitlin is a member of Honor Society, Skill USA, Senior Seminar, and Danville First Baptist Youth Group. Over her high school career, Caitlin has been awarded the Lindsey Burks Award, All Conference 2009 through 2011, Hard Drink Team member 2010-2011. And Caitlin was a co-captain of the Senior Lady Giants basketball team 2011-2012. After graduation, Caitlin plans to attend Arkansas Tech University and obtain a degree in biomedical biology. Then she plans to attend UCA and obtain a master's degree in speech language pathology. Caitlin would like to say thank you to her mom and dad for being great Christian role models and supporting her in every aspect of her life. She wants to say a special thanks to her baby brother Wesley for attending countless games and cheering her on. She says thanks to Mama, Papa, and Doris for coming to her games and supporting her. She appreciates your love and support. Last but not least, she wants to say thanks to her Heavenly Father for blessing her with the talent and ability to play basketball. She loves you all and thanks you all for making her senior year awesome. Caitlin Derrick. Brandon Turner. Brandon's being escorted by her parents, Linda and Anna Turner. Brandon is a member of FFA, VIP, Honor Society through 12th grades, Jesus Name Pentecostal Church, and a member of Wired Youth Group. Throughout high school, Brandon has been FFA secretary for 3 years, all district basketball in the 9th grade, Carb Dream Team member 10th and 11th grades, all district track 7th through 11th grade, and all state track 9th through 11th grade. After graduation, Brandon plans to attend Arkansas Tech University to become a physical therapist assistant and then transfer to UCA to become a physical therapist. Brandon says this will be 1 year she'll never forget. She has learned so many things in just the last few months. Like Robert Schuller once said, tough times never last, tough people do. She would like to say a special thanks for her mom, dad, brother, Edie, Papa for all the things they've done for her. She would also like to say thanks to her boyfriend, Lane Frost, for always being there for her throughout everything. She loves you all. Always remember Philippians 4:13, do all things through Christ who gives us strength. Randy Turner. Next is Caitlin Lane. Caitlin will be escorted by her parents, Mark and Stacy Lane. Caitlin is a member of FBLA, SAD, Junior High and Senior High Honor Society. Team Leadership Coalition, Junior High and Senior High Lady John basketball teams, Junior and Senior High Lady John track teams. Advanced First Baptist Youth Group was a student council member 2010 through 2011. Member of the Church's World Changers Group and the Danville Chamber of Commerce member. Throughout high school, Caitlin was a Girl Scout alumni in 2011, FBLA president in 2011-2012, FBLA vice president in 2010-2011. Senior High Honor Society president in 2011-2012. All-state track 9 through 12th grade. She graduated with 32 concurrent college hours through the distance learning program. After graduation, Caitlin remains on the All State University and wants to become a high school basketball coach and teach math. Caitlin would like to thank her Savior Jesus Christ. Nothing would have been possible without him. She would also like to thank her parents for always standing beside her through thick and thin. Caitlin says they have always encouraged her to do her best and honor God in everything she does. Lastly, she wants to thank everyone who's supported her all these years. And then Papa, Momo and Papa, Aunt Fur and Uncle Mike, and of course all three of her brothers. This year's been bittersweet for her. Bitter because it's almost over, and sweet because she's excited about starting this new chapter of her life. Caitlin Lane. Alexis Elmore. Alexis is the daughter of Anna Elmore and Jonathan Elmore, is being escorted by Jonathan Elmore and Judy and Larry Elmore. Alexis is a member of Upward Bound Honor Society and of the Upper Spring Creek Free Will Baptist Church. She has been all-conference in basketball, all-state basketball, and has received the MVP award in basketball. After high school, she plans to attend Arkansas State University and be in their pre-vet program. Alexis wants to room with her best friend, Rachel. After she finishes her 4 years, she plans to go to OSU to finish her college and become a vet. Alexis would like to say special thanks to her grandparents who are always there for her and have helped her through the years. She loves you guys. Also thanks to Coach Moore. Alexis says you will always be my coach and maybe the player I am today, and I'd like to thank you for it. Coach Frank, she would like to thank you for stepping up and being our coach when you didn't have to be. We all appreciate it. To her teammates, she'd like to say that she will miss you and had so much fun playing with you this year. She says that we have overcome so much this year and we have played great and I'm ready to go as far as we can this year. We can go anywhere, do anything, play as a team. Y'all are the sisters I've never had. We've had our fights, but I wouldn't change a thing. I love you girls. Thank you. Alexis Elmore. Next is Beatrice Sanchez. Beatrice is the daughter of Gloria Lopez of Southmore Sanchez Senior and is being escorted tonight by her mother. Beatrice is a member of Honor Society and Skills USA. Beatrice was awarded for the highest GPA and master dissection of the state mandated tests. After graduation, Beatrice wants to go to Arkansas State University to major in sanitation and study psychology. Beatrice would like to say, strength doesn't come from physical capacity, it comes from indomitable will. Beatrice Sanchez. Escorted by his mother, Yvonne Sarah. He's a member of the Danville Senior High Boys basketball team. Achievements include the excellent basketball tournament champs, runner-up in the Danville Christmas Champ, 3.0 GPA school, 2011-2012 conference champs. Plans after graduation to go to college and major in rehabilitation science, sports, and medicine. I'd like to say a special thanks to all the seniors for making this year very fun and interesting. DG Sarah. Jacob Eggleton. Jacob was being escorted by member Tony Eggleton. Jacob's a member of Senior High basketball, member of the Danville Methodist Church. Bell Choir, FFA, Parliamentary Procedure. Achievements include his vast improvement as a basketball player this year, becoming the man that he is today. Plans after graduation from the University of Arkansas, majoring in pre-law. I'd like to say a special thanks to his brothers and sisters, his adopted grandma, his teammates and friends, his Church, the Fifers, Coach Rod, and Miss Amanda, the town of Danville for making him a special little one. And a very special thanks to my wonderful mother, Jacob Eggleton. Next is Jeffrey Spikes. Jeffrey's being escorted by his parents, Brad Pop Spikes and Stacy Spikes. Member of FFA, Honor Society, FCA. Achievements include all-conference golf up through 12th grade, all-state golf 11th and 12th grade, all-conference 10th and 11th grade, Carver Dream Team the 2010-2011 season. Plans after graduation to Arkansas State University to get a degree in sports medicine. His quote is, "Talent's big gains to teamwork and intelligence wins championships." Jeffrey Spikes. Next we have the trio, Adrian Esther, Jalen Esther, Mike Giles. Being escorted by Mike Giles, Senior Beverly Esther, he heads to A.B. Michael Giles. For Adrian, clubs and organizations, football, basketball, and track, 2011 state long jump champion. After graduation, he plans to attend college. His quote is, "A minor setback for a major comeback." Special thanks to his coach and Miss Amanda, his friends and family, and God. My team will be district and regional champs and have a chance to win state. Jalen, clubs and organizations, basketball team, football team, and track. Achievements include football all-conference 3 years and all-state, 2011 basketball all-conference and all-region team, and member of the Carver Dream Team. Plans for after graduation to play football at UCA. His quote is, "You only live once." And Mike Giles Jr., clubs and organizations, football, basketball, and track. Achievements include all-conference 2010-2011, Christmas Gym runner-up, Christmas Gym all-tournament team, Christmas Gym runner-up at regionals 2010-2011. Plans after graduation is to skip playing NCAA tournament ball and go play point guard for the Lakers, or to go to Arkansas. We'd like to say a special thanks to Coach Rod and all of his teammates. This year has been great because I'm playing the sport I like playing, and we're hooping right now. As a team, we plan to accomplish district champs, regional champs, and go as far as we can in the state tournament. Mike Giles Jr., Jalen Esther, and Daydreams. Finally, C.A. C.A. is the 17-year-old daughter of Mal Yang and Wai Yi Yang. She was a 2011-2012 Miss Young County member of Senior Honor Society, FBLA, FCLA, Skills, Upward Bound, Drama Club, Journalism, Girls State Alumni, HOBY Alumni, Senior High Cheerleader, Golf, Senior Boys Basketball, Football Manager, 10th grade class secretary, 11th grade class president, 11th grade class favorite, 12th grade Miss DHS, and Senior High Who's Best Personality, All-State and All-Star, All-American Cheerleader, All-Conference Golf, 10th and 11th and 12th grade homecoming day. After graduation, C plans to attend Kansas University to pursue a career in optometry. She would like to say thank you to one woman who not only gave birth to her, but went out of her way to make sure her baby was successful. I've not met any woman who has worked so hard in her life just for her kids, and she's proud to say that this very special woman is her mother. Without her, she could not have achieved many of the goals that she has. She also wants to thank each and every one she had met along her journey, because without your help, she wouldn't have been able to achieve a lot of things. And another very special thanks goes out to a person who is not able to be here today. But I love you, Daddy, and I'll always continue to make you proud. See ya. I'd like to give all of our senior cheerleaders and basketball players a big round of applause for all their time and dedication.
here's the tip on the senior boys game. Welcome to senior night at Danville High School. The Danville Senior Little Johns take on the Sacred Heart Rebels. This is senior night for the Little Johns. They've started moving the ball around. Out to Spikes, to Giles, out to Dadrian Esther. Dadrian. And then down to Jalen Esther. Now back out to Dadrian. Over to Michael Giles. Out to Spikes. Spikes turns around. Jumper off the rim, no good. Giles with the rebound. Passes the ball and loses it to Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart quick across half court. Moving the ball around. Little Johns come out in a matchup man. Spikes with a rebound off of a missed shot. Down to Dadrian Esther. And off the layup. The Little John, senior Little John boys get the first points of the game. Sacred Heart moving the ball around. Down to the big man on the inside. He looks at it but decides not to go. Pass the ball around some more. Inside, foul. Going to be called on number 22 for the Little Johns, a pushing foul. And be 2 shots for number 32 for Sacred Heart. This game will be played on Sunday evening at 8 o'clock on Arc West TV. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Chambers Bank, Arc West Communications, T&R Productions, and Robert Retford and Associates, CPAs. And Sacred Heart makes one of the free throws, and Little John's down with the rebound and back to their end of the court. Jalen out to Dadrian. Dadrian over to Michael Giles. Michael Giles down in the corner to Spikes, who's underneath to Jalen Esther. Back out Spikes. Goes up with a three-point shot. Nice three-point shot there by Spikes. Little John steal the ball. Spikes again. He's out to Esther. Back to Spikes. Another three-point shot. That's 2 quick three-pointers from Spikes. Okay, timeout. Sacred Heart taking the ball out on the baseline. A little bit of pressure applied by the Little Johns. They start trying to move the ball across half court. Long pass down underneath to the big man, number 35, and he's going to get to shoot 2 free throws. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Chambers Bank. When you deal with the bank, you want to deal with someone you know and trust. Chambers Bank in Danville is such a bank. They're there to serve and assist you whenever you need a loan or want to invest your money. The Chambers Bank is a longtime supporter of the community and a proud sponsor of the Danville Little Johns. Chambers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, serving our area for over 75 years. And the big guy for Sacred Heart hits both of them. And the Little Johns bring the ball in and across half court. Adrian Esther almost loses the handle at the bottom and ends up throwing the ball away. Sacred Heart now coming back, and another quick touch foul. Foul's going to be on Jeffrey Spikes, be his first, but 3 quick fouls for Danville in this game. And Sacred Heart brings the ball in and crossed half court. And they lose the ball underneath. Be Danville ball. Michael Giles throw the ball in. Goes out to Jalen Esther. And comes back to Jalen Esther across half court. Out to Jeffrey Spikes. Jeffrey Spikes loses the handle on a pass, and Sacred Heart gets a long pass down court. They managed to rein it in, but missed the shot, and Jeffrey Spikes hits the floor hard. Foul against Sacred Heart on that, number 25. Be their first foul for Sacred Heart. Michael Giles brings the ball in. Out to Dadrian Esther. Back out to Jeffrey Spikes at the top. Back over to Dadrian. Dadrian drives down inside, passes it to Jacob Eggleton underneath. He's off the glass and good for the Little Johns. Brings the score to the Danville Little Johns 10, Sacred Heart Rebels 3. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left to play in the first period. Sacred Heart looking to set it up. 3-point shot is off the rim, no good. Ball last touch. The referee says last touch by Sacred Heart. So the ball will go to Danville. And they throw the ball in. Spikes to Esther, back over to Dadrian. Dadrian into Jacob Eggleton, over to Michael Giles, back to Eggleton, and off the glass and good. 2 more points for Eggleton off of that little bump shot inside off the glass. And Sacred Heart brings the ball down again. Sacred Heart's big guy looks at a 3-pointer, but then backs up, loses the handle, but regains it and gets it back out to Sacred Heart on number 12 up at the top. Sacred Heart moving the ball around, and we got a foul. Dadrian Esther, the foul's called on Dadrian Esther for the Little Johns. Be a touch foul, ball taken out by the Rebels. And the Rebels throw the ball into the backcourt and bring it back across the line. The Rebels come around looking inside. And they get the one to roll. Number 32 gets the ball to roll over the front of the rim and into the basket. 2 more points for the Rebels. The Little Johns bring it down. Dadrian Esther over to Eggleton in the middle. Eggleton back out to Jalen Esther this time. Jalen looking to set the offense up. Gives the ball to Dadrian. Dadrian to Jalen. Over to Michael Giles. Michael Giles down in the corner to Spikes. And the ball bounces out of bounds. Turnover by the Little Johns. Ball will go to Sacred Heart on the side. 3:06 left in the first period. Score of Danville Little Johns 12, Sacred Heart Rebels 5. Got another foul called. And that foul's called on Jacob Eggleton, number 22. That's his second foul, but the team's 5th. As the Little Johns are getting into a little bit of foul trouble here as a team in the first period. Sacred Heart moving the ball around and goes inside, and that's going to be a charge. Michael Giles stood like a rock and took the hit from number 25 for Sacred Heart. He's going to be replaced by number 31 for Sacred Heart. Michael Giles brings the ball in to Dadrian. Dadrian comes across half court unopposed. Garner now into the game for the Little Johns, number 24, replacing Eggleton. And the ball back out to Dadrian Esther. Dadrian down to Michael, across to Jalen, back across to Dadrian. Michael Giles spots up for a 3-pointer and misses everything. Rebound by the Sacred Heart Rebels. Number 10 brings the ball all the way down, trying to go inside, and he's fouled. That'll put number 10 on the it won't put him on the free throw line, just be a touch foul on the floor, so the Sacred Heart will take the ball out underneath their own basket. Number 31, he's going to get a foul in 2 shots. Be a blocking foul on number 24, Garner. Mackenzie Garner for the Little Johns committed the foul. Number 31 shoots his first one and no good. And the second one is up and good. Making the score with 2 minutes left to go in the first period. Danville Little Johns 12, Sacred Heart Rebels 6. And the Little Johns have got another replacement in. T.G. Sirath is in. He's out playing in place of Michael Giles. Jeffrey Spikes now has the ball down the corner. Inside to Jalen. Across to Garner on a bounce pass, and Garner off the glass and in for 2 points. Sacred Heart moving the ball down. Long pass down the court to number 31. He drives in, lays it off the glass and in for Sacred Heart. The Little Johns back down quickly. Dadrian driving into the lane, up off the glass, and they're going to call him for the charge. That's 2 for Dadrian, but that's 18 fouls now for the Little Johns. Tanner Mantooth checks in for the Little Johns, replacing Dadrian Esther. And number 10 for the Rebels brings the ball in to number 11, and they come down across half court. They throw the ball back across halfway across the court and looking to set up their offense. Sacred Heart moving the ball around. Little John stingy on the inside. Rebels get their own rebound on the miss. And inside and lays it off the glass and in. 2 points for the Rebels. Number 12 scored those points. Jeffrey Spikes brings the ball down the court. Passes it to Jalen. Across to TG. Down to Tanner Mantooth. Back out to TG and across to Jalen. Little Johns are content to hold for the last shot with 10 seconds left in the first period. TG back across to Jalen, 5 seconds. And Jalen's going to take the shot and three-pointer, and he knocks it down as time expires. Into the first period, the Danville Little Johns 17, the Sacred Heart Rebels alternating possession. Sacred Heart has the ball to start the second period. They're bringing in. Start setting up their offense. Big man underneath, off the glass, no good. Back with his own rebound, up and good. And that foul's going to be on, that's going to be a charging foul on 35, so that basket won't count. Danville will get the ball. Dadrian Esther brings the ball up the court. Dadrian across to Giles. Giles back over to Dadrian, down to Spikes. Back to Jalen, and the ball's stolen away on an errant pass by Spikes. And layup by number 32 for the Rebels. And Little Johns bring the ball back into the front court. Giles to Dadrian. Adrian down in the corner, Spikes, and another three-pointer for Jeffrey Spikes. He's about 3 for him this half, and he's on fire from that three-point line. Sacred Heart can't get the ball to go, and falling with the ball is called for walking. That'll turn the ball over to Danville. Danville will bring the ball in, and Dadrian Esther will bring it down across half court. Over to Giles, back to Dadrian, over to Michael Giles. And he's called for carrying the ball. And the ball will go back the other way with the Rebels. The Rebels looking to get the ball in, stolen by Michael Giles on the inbounds. Jacob Eggleton with the jumper in the lane, and it's off the glass and good. 2 more points for Jacob Eggleton. Now the Rebels try to bring the ball in, and the battle is lost. Jalen Esther steals the ball, and Eggleton again with the jumper in the lane, but this time he's called for charging. No basket, That'll be the third foul on Jacob Eggleton, and he'll have to sit again. He'll sit again, and Garner will check in for him again, number 24. Sacred Heart brings the ball in and quickly gets down the court to number 10. Spots up and thinks about it, but then backs off. Number 11 now pulls up, takes a shot. Off the rim, no good. Rebound by Spikes. Out to Jalen Esther. Brings it down to Michael Giles, who floats one in the lane and can't get it to go, but he gets his own rebound again and can't get it to go. And off of Giles, out of bounds. Ball goes over to Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart gets the ball inbounds. Full court pressure by the Little Johns. They get it across the timeline. And Sacred Heart has it knocked out of their hands. Jalen Esther there to knock it out of number 10's hands and out of bounds. And now Sacred Heart keeps the ball. Sacred Heart moving the ball around. There's number 10 for a three-pointer, and he's just off the mark, off the back of the rim. Little Johns come down quick in transition. Out to Jalen on the outside. Back out to Michael Giles. Now over to Dadrian Esther. Into Michael, Jalen. Boys pass it around the outside of the three-point line there. And now he bounces it down into Spikes. And we get a blocking foul called. Oh, no, the blocking foul is not called. It's walking called against the Little Johns. Turns the ball over to the Rebels, and they bring the ball down the floor. The Rebels are looking for an answer to the pressure. The foul call goes against number 12, Michael Giles, for blocking. And that's 10 fouls on the Little Johns, and the Rebels are in the double bonus at this point. Number 3 knocks one down for the Rebels. T.G. Serath checks in for Michael Giles. And Sacred Heart, number 3, lines up to take his second shot, and he gets it to fall. 2 more points for them. Brings the score of the Danville Little Johns 22, Sacred Heart Rebels 14. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. The Esther boys are passing it around the front side here. Looking to make something happen, and out to Jeffrey Spikes. Three-pointer again. And that time he's well short. Saying he was fouled, but we'll see now. They're saying the ball was out on Sacred Heart, so Danville will have the ball into their own basket. Ball thrown into Esther, Jalen. Back down to Spikes in the corner. Tries a three and misses. Then gets a foul called with number 3, and it'll be a out of bounds foul on the floor. Jeffrey Spikes throw the ball in. Throws it out long to Jalen Esther. Jalen moving the ball around the outside. Oh, and he got his pocket picked there by number 32, and he's picked it and took the ball all the way down for the hoop. Spikes brings the ball back down for the Little Johns. Jalen throws it over to Dadrian. Back down in the corner to Jalen. Back out to Dadrian. Got another foul on Dadrian Esther. That'll be 3 on Dadrian. And turns the ball over once again to to the Rebels. The Rebels will take the ball out. Try to work it down on the inside. Number 32 with a spin move on the inside off the glass, can't make it fall. Rebound by Garner out to Jalen Esther, and he'll bring the ball down for the Little Giants. Out to Tanner Mantu, three-pointer, no good off the rim, but Jalen Esther manages to handle the rebound in the end, and he's moving around. We got a push foul on number 11 for the Rebels. The ball will be stay with the Little Johns underneath their own basket. Number 12 in for Sacred Heart, replacing number 11. And Spikes is up high and takes the inbound and right off the glass and misses it. And the ball turnover to the Rebels out on the Little Johns. Robert Redford and Company, for all your CPA needs. It's tax time. They can help you prepare your federal and state income tax. They can also help you with estate planning, personal and business, and farm. In business since 1990 in Danville at 908 East 8th Street. Phone number 495-7963. Call us for your tax needs. Sacred Heart with a walk negates the basket. Little Johns come away and start moving back down the court. TG gets it inside to Garner, who loses the handle and winds up turning the ball over. Sacred Heart's down quick, and the Little Johns get the rebound and come back their way. Jalen Esther with the ball. He's pulling out to set up the offense. He gives the ball to Spikes on the outside. Spikes looking around, goes up, and he makes the basket +1 with the touch foul as he was going up to shoot. Jeffrey Spikes has a chance to make another three-point play tonight, this one the old traditional way, with the 2 in the foul. And he makes it. And that brings the score, Danville Little Johns 25, Sacred Heart Rebels 16 with 1:40 left to play in the first half. Sacred Heart's big guy trying to get down low, and they call him for a walk. Got people checking in for Sacred Heart, 31 in to replace 35. Jalen Esther is bringing the ball down for the Little Johns. He throws it across to TG. Back over to Jalen. They're holding the ball out front, letting some time run off the clock. Pass goes inside to Jeffrey Spikes. He kicks it back out to Jalen. Cross on the top to Spikes. Out to TG. Back to Spikes. And he's just about loses the handle, but gets the ball back. Jalen Esther with the ball. Makes a move inside, passes it down. Garner picks the ball up off the glass and good. 2 points for Mackenzie Garner. And Sacred Heart's back in transition quick. Sacred Heart's looking to make something happen. Number 10 can't get it to go. Number 31 again with another shot. Can't get it to go, but Sacred Heart still controls the ball. 31 back on the inside, passes it out. 10 seconds left to go in the first half. And 12 drives the ball in the lane, lays it up, no good. 32 up, no good. Little Johns get the ball. Taylor down the court, no good. That's the end of the first half with the score of the Danville Senior Boys Little Johns 27. The Senior Rebels from Sacred Heart 16. All right, and welcome back to Ted Line Stadium and senior night here for the Danville Little Johns. The Danville Senior Little John boys get the ball to start the second half on the alternating possession. Score is Danville Little Johns 27, the Sacred Heart Rebels 16. And Esther handles the ball out at the front. Passes it to Spikes. Spikes with a three-pointer, another three-pointer for Jeffrey Spikes. He is on fire from the three-point line tonight. Sacred Heart brings the ball down. They're moving the ball around, looking for their big man inside. He kicks the ball back out for a spot-up three-pointer, no good. Jeffrey Spikes with the rebound all the way down the court to Jacob Eggleton, and he gets to lay it off and in. 2 more points for Jacob Eggleton. Sacred Heart quick back across the timeline into the front court. Number 11 with a long three-pointer off the rim, no good. Jalen Esther down to Adrian Esther, over to Jacob Eggleton, and back in the basket. And 2 more points for Jacob Eggleton. That's 4 quick points for Jacob. And timeout for Sacred Heart. And out of the timeout, the Rebels bring the ball in, and they've made some wholesale changes on their lineup during the timeout. Got a different set of people in. 10 drives down, tries a layup, no good. Then backing off the glass and good. And by the way, number 10 for Sacred Heart has a Danville connection. He is the grandson of our county tax assessor, Sandy Bottoms, Sandy and Melvin's grandson, Drew Bottoms, son of Kerry Bottoms, a graduate of Danville High School. We got another timeout. Danville brings the ball in. As I was saying before the timeout, number 10 for Sacred Heart's the only one I know because I don't have a roster for them, but he is the Bottoms, related to Melvin and Sandy. It's his grandson, and Kerry Bottoms, who's a graduate of Danville High School here. It's his son out of Sacred Heart. Adrian Esther down on the inside, drops off Michael Giles off the glass, and good for the Little Johns. Quick 2 for the Little Johns there when they got it worked around. Sacred Heart threads the needle and gets the ball down under the basket. Jalen Esther down court long to Adrian Esther, off the glass, no good. Jacob Eggleton there for the rebound, up, no good for him also, and a foul. Jacob Eggleton's 4th foul, number 22 fouled. That'll turn the ball over to the Sacred Heart Rebels, and he'll have a seat. Number 24, Mackenzie Garner, checks back in for him. Sacred Heart moves the ball around on their end. And spots up for a three-pointer, good by number 2 for Sacred Heart. Three-pointer for Sacred Heart. And the Little Johns bring the ball into their front court. Michael Giles down to Jeffrey Spikes, top of the key, three-pointer, and he is still on fire. Still on fire from the three-point line. Sacred Heart quick down, inside, foul called. Be a shooting foul, 2 shots for Sacred Heart. Foul called on number 24, Mackenzie Garner. Be his team second in the second half. 31 at the line for Sacred Heart, shooting 2. And he makes the first one. And misses the second one off the front of the rim. Sacred Heart with the rebound. He follows the shot up, no good. And pass back under to him, under 31 again, and he misses again. This time Jeffrey Spikes comes away with the ball for the Little Johns. Brings it into the front court. Adrian Esther driving down, kicks it out to Jalen. Thinks about a 3, but backs up. Spikes just inside the three-point line this time, off the back of the rim, no good. We got a foul. Foul on 31 for the Sacred Heart. Keeps the ball with Danville on the floor. Adrian Esther with the ball out to Jalen. Down to Jeffrey Spikes in the corner. Three-pointer. And off the rim that time. Missed that one. Sacred Heart with the rebound. Trying to bring the ball down. Jeffrey Spikes commits a foul on the floor. And Sacred Heart makes a wholesale change out again. Puts their team that started the second half back on the floor. And they come down. They try to feed it into the big guy underneath, and he gets the ball out to number 32 off the glass and good. Spikes with the ball, bringing it up court for the Little Johns. Long pass down to Giles. Back down to Giles. Out to Adrian Esther. He kicks it back out to Giles. Over to Jalen Esther. Jalen back to Giles. Out to Adrian at the top. Back down to Michael Giles on the outside. He feeds it down into Spikes. Spikes spins around, gets it into Garner. Garner dumps it back out to Spikes. Spikes drives in, takes the defenders away, and Garner misses the shot on the inside, almost gets the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Danville. Last touch by Danville. Turnover to the Rebels. The Rebels come down. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the third period. The Rebels move the ball around. And Sacred Heart's called for traveling. Turn the ball over to Danville. The ball's passed into Jalen. He passes it across court to Spikes. Taken away by number 32. And passed it over to number 25, and he's fouled on his way up for the shot by number 33, Jalen Esther for the Little Johns. That's his first foul, but that's team fourth already in the second half. And Sacred Heart will be shooting two. He misses the first one. ArcWest Communications today. We can offer you everything from basic, local, and long-distance telephone to high-speed internet and digital television services. We still hold true to the same values, family and service. We strive to provide the best possible service for the best possible price. We may have grown larger, but some things should never change. Go to www.arcwest.com to see their channel lineup along with pricing plans that will save you time and money. Sacred Heart made the second half of the 2-point free throws. And Danville's now got the ball back down on there into the floor. Jalen Esther on the outside. Lost the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Danville. Coming back to Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart gets the ball across the timeline into the front court. Long cross-court pass to number 11. He spots up for a three. No good. Rebound underneath by the big guy, number 35, and he bounces it off the glass for 2 points. And a steal, quick steal, and then knocked out of bounds by the Little Johns. Michael Giles there to knock the attempt at the quick shot out, and we have a timeout. Sacred Heart brings the ball in under their own basket. Throw into the big guy, number 35, and he's got a little kiss off the glass and good. 2 more quick points for the Sacred Heart. Danville gets the ball across the timeline quick. Michael Giles tries to go in for a quick layup. No good. Rebound number 35 for Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart's back down quick in transition. And Mackenzie Garner comes up with the rebound on their miss. Now Jalen Esther brings the ball down the court for the Little Johns. Throws it over to Dadrian. Back to Jalen. Back to Dadrian. Over in the corner to Michael Giles. Dadrian and Jalen are moving the ball around the outside. Michael Giles spots up for a three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound by Mackenzie Garner. And he gets it out to Jalen Esther to keep the Little Johns alive. Dadrian driving inside. Called for the big guy for the Rebels, number 35, is called for the block foul. It's only his second foul, but it'll put Dadrian on the line for 2 shots. Adrian Esther's first shot is good. And the second shot is up and off the mark, off the back of the rim, but rebound to Garner. And the Esters have it back out front. 35 seconds left to play in the third period. Danville 40, Sacred Heart 29. Adrian with the ball out front. Danville's kind of moving the ball around, looking for a last shot. Down inside to Michael Giles. Back out to Jeffrey Spikes. Does a little spin move. Gets it inside to Garner off the glass, and 2 points for Mackenzie Garner. 10 seconds left in the third period. Sacred Heart's moving the ball down, and they come in and gets the ball pickpocketed. Jalen Esther pulls up with a 3-point at the buzzer, no good. And that brings us to the end of the third period. The Danville Senior Little John boys are 42. Sacred Heart Rebels are 29. Back for fourth period basketball, senior boys basketball here on senior night at Danville. Headlines Gym, public school property here at Danville. Sacred Heart versus the Danville Little Johns. Number 25 for Sacred Heart in with a 2-pointer on the inside. Little Johns are down quick. Dadrian Esther drives all the way in and lays it off the glass for 2. Sacred Heart back down the floor. Number 32, he drives in off the glass, no good. Tip ins, no good. And knocked out of bounds by Sacred Heart. Ball belongs to Danville. Sacred Heart with full court pressure now. Ball out to Dadrian. Brings it down, passes it across Jeffrey Spikes, across half court. Down to Jacob Eggleton off the glass, no good. Follow up by Jeffrey Spikes is good. 2-pointer for Jeffrey Spikes. Sacred Heart moving the ball back down the court. Number 11 spots up for a 3-pointer off front of the rim, no good. Rebound by number 35, follow up, no good, but he gets his own rebound and follows it up again, and it does finally fall for him. Danville quick transition, Spikes with the ball in the corner. Out to Jalen. Over to Dadrian. Danville starts slowing the game down a little bit, setting up the offense. Spikes with the ball, dribbling around, looking out to Eggleton. He's back out front to Dadrian. Adrian's down low to Jalen, who loses the handle. But the ball's last touched by Sacred Heart. And the ball will stay with Danville under their own basket. Substitution for Sacred Heart. Danville brings the ball in. They pass it around the horn. Lines up with Jalen, moving it around the outside. He drives down to the inside. Bounce pass to Jacob Eggleton, who goes up, and he's blocked and fouled over the back by number 25. Number 25, that's his third foul. 4th team foul for Sacred Heart. Only 4 for Danville so far in this half. That puts Jacob Eggleton on the line for 2 shots. First one's up, and it is good. Second shot coming from Jacob Eggleton, one of the seniors being honored here tonight. And he makes the second one. With 6 minutes left to play in the game, that makes the score of the Little Johns 48, the Rebels 33. The Rebels come across half court into the front court. This ball stolen by Michael Giles. Passes it off to Jeffrey Spikes. He goes up and tries for the jam, but it comes off the rim, no good. But Eggleton there for the rebound. Keeps the ball alive for Danville. Michael Giles moves around the inside. Ball passes the ball to Eggleton, and he's off the glass for 2 more points. Eggleton playing with 4 fouls, doing pretty good. He almost got the steal there. Everybody running into each other, and the ball's going to stay with Sacred Heart. Some subs coming in for Sacred Heart. As some of their players get a rest. Ball slapped at the toss in by Jacob Eggleton. Stays with Sacred Heart. And they get the ball in to number 25, and he's up strong, but couldn't get it to go. Ended up getting his own rebound and putting it back up for 2 points. And Little John's got confused in transition and over and back called against them. Ball transfer over to the Rebels, and they'll take the ball out at half court. And the Rebels pass the ball in down low to the big guy, number 35. Off glass, he can't get it to go. Jacob Eggleton tries for a long down court pass, and it's blocked, but he gets the ball back, and then he's pushed into the back by number 35 for Sacred Heart. That'd be his 3rd foul, team 5th for Sacred Heart. And the Little Johns get the ball. And long pass across court, almost stolen by Sacred Heart, but controlled by Little Johns. Jalen Esther with the ball out front. He spots up for a 3, shoots, and comes up just a little bit short off the front of the rim. No good. Sacred Heart with the rebound, number 12. Down to the big guy, number 35. He's off the glass and good. Danville Little Johns get the ball in and throw it across court and out. Be Rebels ball on their end of the floor. The Rebels bring the ball in. Little John's setting up their defense. Spotted up 3-pointer by the Rebels, no good. Rebound to the Rebels. And Little John's tried for a steal there, but they're called for kicking the ball, and the ball stays with the Rebels under their own basket. Rebels bouncing into their big guy, number 35, and he goes up and is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. Foul is called on number 33, Jalen Esther, for the Little Johns. That's only his 2nd foul, 15 foul for the Little Johns. .35 for the Rebels, gets his first one to go. Shoots his 2nd one, and it falls also. Little Johns bring the ball in. Way down to half court, Jacob Eggleton. Jacob moves around inside, tries a quick shot off the glass, no good. Jalen Esther with the rebound off the glass, no good. Drew Bottoms with the rebound there for Sacred Heart. And Sacred Heart comes down quick, gets the pass inside, bounce off the glass, and good. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. Little John's 50, the Rebels 41. Esther down the court hard, and he's fouled down low by number 35 in the act of shooting, so he'll have 2 shots. Jalen Esther with 2 free throw attempts coming up. Foul was on number 35 for the Rebels, and that'll be 4 for him with 3.5 minutes left to play in the game. Esther shoots his first one, and it's off the front of the rim, no good. And number 35 checks out for the Sacred Heart Rebels, and number 2 checks in his place. Jalen's second shot is up and good. And T.G. Sarath checks in, replacing Jalen Esther after he finishes shooting his free throws. Sacred Heart brings the ball in. Long pass in. They get the ball in, start moving it down the court and across the timeline. Into the front court. TG gets the ball almost away, and they manage to, Rebels manage to keep control of the ball and call a quick timeout. And the Rebels bring the ball in. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. 10-point lead for the Little Johns. Rebels start working on their offense. There's Bottoms, spotted up for a 3, and that's good for Drew Bottoms, number 10 for the Sacred Heart, a 3-pointer. And then he's in front of Jacob Eggleton, slapping the ball out of bounds. Danville will keep control of the ball on their end of the court. Danville brings the ball in, but Sacred Heart steals the ball back. Number 10, Drew Bottoms with the ball, gets it down. Number 12 in the corner spots up for a 3, and he hits a 3. That's 6 quick points there for the Sacred Heart. Danville manages to keep control of the ball and get it down the court. Adrian Esther in and off the glass and good for 2. Sacred Heart back with the ball. They're coming down hard. Michael Giles steals the ball, gets it out to Jacob Eggleton. Jacob Eggleton tries to bounce it across to Adrian. Knocked out of bounds by Sacred Heart. Danville will have the ball into their own basket. Jalen Esther checks back in. T.G. Sarath checks out. Michael Giles throws the ball in. Jeffrey Spikes gets the ball. Passes it back to Giles, and the ball starts being passed around by the Little Johns. Spikes with the ball. He drives in, off the glass and good for Spikes. 2 more points for Spikes. Sacred Heart brings the ball down the floor. Passes it in down low, off the glass and good by number 25. The Little Johns bring the ball in, tries to get it down the court quick. Ball saved in by number 10, and then he calls him out on the line when he threw the ball back in. Out of bounds on Sacred Heart. The Little Johns will get the ball back. Adrian Esther brings the ball across half court into the front court. Passes it off to Spikes up top. Down low for Jalen Esther. And they get him for a pushing foul away from the ball. As one of the Sacred Heart players hit the floor. And the ball will turn over to Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart comes down the floor. 1:35 left to play in the game. Sacred Heart setting up their offense. And in through the lane and off the glass. All by himself, number 3 there for Sacred Heart. Danville gets the ball in. They're having to get it across the half court, and they did. Jacob Eggleton off the glass, no good. Rebound to Sacred Heart. And they're back in transition quickly, and the pass down low, too late, out of bounds, turnover to Danville. 1 minute and 3 seconds left to play in the game. Danville Little Johns 55, Sacred Heart Rebels 51. They get the ball down to Jacob Eggleton quickly across half court. Back out to Jalen Esther. Jalen tries to go down, and he bounces it off of his leg and out of bounds, turning it back over to Sacred Heart. Oh, no, must have last been touched by Sacred Heart. As Danville will have maintained control of the ball into their own basket. Ball's into Spikes, out to Dadrian, over to Jalen. Down to Jeffrey. Jeffrey Spikes dribbles in, kicks it back out to Jacob Eggleton. Jacob dribbles the ball around and a foul. Foul on number 3 for Sacred Heart. And that'll be the team's 7th, and that'll bring the Little Johns to the line for 1-1. Jacob Eggleton will be shooting the 1-1. 32 seconds left in the game. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by T&R Productions. Graduations, wedding, family reunions, other special events that you want recorded for posterity, contact T&R Productions. They can also put your pictures on video and create slides to a disc to help you with presentations and other video and video processing needs. Contact T&R Productions. Jacob Eggleton hits his first one. First into the 1-1. Have one more shot left. Steps up to the line. Second shot is up, and it is good. 32 seconds left. Danville 57, Sacred Heart 51. Sacred Heart gets it into the front court. Number 25 down low off the glass. And 2 points pretty quick. Danville gets the ball in, and we got a foul. Foul on Sacred Heart. Foul's called on number 12 for Sacred Heart. And that'll be the 18th foul against them. That's his first foul. 18th foul on Sacred Heart. Adrian Esther will be at the line shooting 1-1. 18 seconds left to play in the game. Adrian gets the first one to fall, making it a 5-point game for the Little Johns. And second one won't fall. Rebound to Sacred Heart. They move down the court in a hurry. One of the Sacred Heart players gets underneath. Sacred Heart gets underneath Michael Giles, and foul's called on Michael Giles. Be his 4th, team 7th, and Sacred Heart will be shooting the 1-1. Jalen Esther checks in for number 24, Mackenzie Garner. And we have our starting 5 back on the floor for the Little Johns. 12.8 seconds left in the game. First shot is up and good. 58-54, Little Johns lead by 4, 12.8 seconds left, timeout. Sacred to line for Sacred Heart, shooting the second of his 1-1, made the first one. Second one's up, and it is also good. Danville will bring the ball in. Brings it into Jalen Esther. Jalen gets the ball passed down to Dadrian. Dadrian down to Michael Giles. We got a stoppage of play by the ref to see what's going on here. Looks like we got a pushing foul against number 12 on Sacred Heart, and put Dadrian Esther on the line. We got timeout, Sacred Heart. All right, the Little Johns are at the line. Dadrian Esther shooting a 1-1 after a foul. Timeout, and Dadrian Esther got the first one to fall. Now he'll be shooting the second one. Second into the 1-1. Up and no good. Rebound went to Sacred Heart, knocked out of their hands by Jeffrey Spikes. Out of bounds, 6.8 seconds left. Danville 59, Sacred Heart 55. Sacred Heart pulls up, shoots a long 3, no good. Michael Giles with the rebound, and that's the end of the game. And the final score for the Danville Senior Boys is 59. Sacred Heart 55. Have a good evening from senior night at Danville Public Schools Ted Lyons Gymnasium.